Hey guys, EnzoSS100 here. Welcome back to another episode on Geeky Commands. Today, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different because as you see behind me right now, well, these are my command block farms and I'm going to be showing you my thought process and whatever it is that I plan on doing in this video. So let's get started. Let's start off with how it all began. I wanted a witch farm. You know, the witch farm has really good drops. It has redstone dust, it has sugar, bottles, and even, I believe, potions, depending on the potion that they use. But I just wanted a normal one that didn't have potions. So basically, it had all of these drops here: redstone dust, glass bottles, sticks, sugar, glowstone dust, and even gunpowder. So I wanted to make something that could fit under my basement, but then I just wanted it really compact. And so I made this machine right here. It is actually just a clock, an observer clock attached to a repeating command block that says summon witch high up in the sky, somewhere up there. I didn't put a frame on it because unlike these farms actually have progressed in my time working out all these farms. This was the very first. That's why there's no casing, there's no design and whatnot. So as you can see, when I turn this on, witches start falling down every three, I believe, three, yeah. Every one tick there will be 3 witches spawning, so more or less likely I get about 90 or 90 plus items, and then they just fall into this hopper. They get transferred into this chest. And of course, if you I didn't know that they also drop spider eyes, or maybe I just didn't notice or forgot about it. I don't use spider eyes all too often. So yeah, actually, if you want, this command block system could just be placed anywhere. Just make sure you have this coordinate, this specific coordinate with the Y coordinate. Oh no, I'll fix that later. Well, yeah, just have this specific Y coordinate, as you can see, 70, which is way up here, and the correct X and Z coordinates, sorry. You just needed those so that you could get this straight line all the way up to 70. Let's try going up there. Let's see how tall it is, supposedly. Actually, if you just have 32 blocks, I believe. Oh, wait, there, 70. So the witches spawn here, they fall all the way down to their death, and then the hopper picks up their drops, and then you can place it and attach it to a sorting system, which is actually what I did in my own command block world that I use a lot of geeky stuff on. So yeah, if you want to attach it to a sorting system, you can, and it'll automatically sort all the drops for you. But this is the basic premise of how it all started: a piston pushing an observer to activate an observer clock, and just the summon command. If you want, I can have a basics tutorial about that. And then I just wanted an advanced iron farm, you know, something that produced iron really fast. But this was before the days of the village and pillage, and I did not like how slow iron farms were. So I made the exact same thing, just spawning iron golems right here. And I placed the lava stuff because they don't take fall damage, and I didn't want to do the /summon/kill because I didn't know at the time if the drops would occur, because there are some cases wherein you do the /summon/kill but the drops wouldn't come out of the mob. So I just had it like this, wherein they'd summon like that, and oh no, I believe this farm is broken now. We'll be back after fixing some technical issues. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I've been EnzoSS100. Let's get back into the video. There. No more problems. So, um, there you go. I made a guardian farm now with the casing because, as you saw with the iron golems, they started spewing out. And that was the problem with guardians. So I made this tower here that that allowed for the guardians to still spill out, but then they still drop. But the problem is the fall damage would be way too high before they would die. So what I did was I burned them a bit. I believe this is 2 blocks of lava. Yes, it is a 2x3 area of 2 blocks of lava. And then they'd fall and they'd die. The Guardian farm still works because the casing is exactly as I need it to be. Apparently, in the Village and Pillage update, this is very different. And that is so not good. At least we still got a lot of that iron. I'm gonna have to redo that. I'm going to redo that. I just made a smaller version of the Guardian farm just to test out if this kind of system would work. But then it lagged out the game too much, so I didn't do it like this, I did it like that. Because this is possible, but it looks really weird and it's kinda laggy. Next up, the Village and Pillage update came. And I wanted to make a raid farm, which is that huge monstrosity right there. Well, the thing is, the loot tables between normal illagers and raid illagers are very different. As you can see, the same system dropping vindicators, evokers, and pillagers. Well, the vindicators and evokers still have their normal drops with like the totems and such. But what I'm trying to aim for the pillagers was the dropping of the materials like the iron sword and the iron armor and all those enchanted books, which actually were dropped by all 3 illagers when raids are started. But as you can see, I just have totems, empty chest, arrows, emeralds, and even nothing on the drops. Nothing special, no special drops. And so I studied raid farms just a few weeks ago, and I came up with this idea. And the reason why it's so high is because the height allows for the radius of pillagers and raids to decrease. So the higher you are, actually, the better chances you have of spawning them in this sort of situation. And of course, what you want to know is what constitutes a village first. That is actually a really big thing. But it's also really simple. A village constitutes there being a villager next to his workstation and him having a bed. These leaves are just here to stop the raid from spawning because they cannot spawn in these empty spaces and on a bed. Actually, they can spawn here and allow for the raid to continue. So these leaves actually stop the raid from spawning inside this cage. So if you want to make that, that's really essential, honestly. So I just have this cube right here. Okay, I have glass. You just need this cube right here with a villager inside, which I will spawn. Yes, I should spawn a villager in. And I actually didn't know this for a few days, but villagers actually change their workstation when near a workstation. As you can see, that's pretty cool for me, honestly. So yeah, this is now our village. This is considered as a village. And I put it here at the center so that the pillagers and whatever spawn here are attracted to the villager. And then they go all the way to the center. Well, the water will automatically push everything to the center. And then they drop all the way to their death, like the witch farm. But this time, it has to be encapsulated in a cube high up in the sky because raids can actually spawn 1,024 blocks out. Right all the way over there. Just imagine that. So yeah, this needs to be high up because the center of the village, well, it's up there in the cube. Well, the center of the village is right there. And since there is no actual place to spawn here. And since they can't spawn on leaves, scaffolding, well, they can spawn on command blocks, but there's been no problem with that recently. So they can't spawn on scaffolding and leaves. And but I haven't tried half slabs because it's a thing that mobs cannot spawn on half slabs. But I haven't tried that for raids. Neither have I done that for carpets. I might test that out a few days in the future. But yeah, this is a 16 by 16 cube, I believe. If it's not, I think it's just a 13 by 13. This command block just tests for a Ravager within this cube, and this automatically kills the Ravager because the height at which the Illagers drop is just 31 blocks, and that kills them easily. But Ravagers, they're not affected by that. I believe they need about 80 to 90 blocks of fall damage to die in one go. So I just have this system to automatically kill them because they just drop saddles, and the saddles don't drop when you do slash kill, which is fine. This just gives me the bad omen effect, and this is my platform basically. I could build myself a platform up there that allows me to have more space to get me the bad omen, teleport me down to the loot table, which is all the way down here. And I have actually tested this because I've got a few drops. I tried this in both easy and hard mode. Since the behavior of Java and Bedrock Edition when it comes to raids is different, the difficulty makes the waves more dependent. So like if you're on normal, I believe it's just 5 waves. If it's on easy, it's just 3 waves. If it's hard mode, it's 7 waves, I think. So yeah, I'm on easy mode right now, so we can just test out this farm. I'll get the bad omen effect. The raid starts because I'm within the vicinity of this village. We'll just let that boss bar load. You could go faster, you know. You could actually go faster. There you go. So as you can see, the pillagers, they drop and they automatically fall to their death. And then it automatically starts the next wave, which will spawn within this cube as well. Also, don't go down there while waiting because it'll spawn the pillagers down there as well. I've tried that. That's not a good idea. And there you go. As you can see, the next wave has Vindicators now. And they're going to all drop down to their death. And 0. Next wave. The last wave, I believe, since it's on easy mode, and the last wave has Ravagers, which you'll see in a bit. They're gonna die instantly. And bloop, there you go. The Ravager died, and then all of those pillagers go down to their death. And when they die, you get the Hero of the Village effect, I believe. Yep. There you go, Hero of the Village. If we go down to the testing of the loot, let's see what we get. So we just got a lot of iron stuff for iron nuggets. Nothing too special, honestly. You could fully enchant that if you want to stay full iron. Like if you watch the Hermitcraft series, Joe Hills is doing that. So if you want that, that's pretty good. But if we try it on hard mode, which I'm going to do right now. Let's do it on hard mode. See how many waves we get. I'm pretty sure it's 7. Let the raid begin. There's nothing much different between the two raids. It's just that the other one's on easy and the other one's on hard. So let's skip to the end and see what we get. This is gonna be the first time we have the Totem of Undying fall into the chest, actually. Right there. Oh. Blast protection, respiration. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. An almost fully repaired chest plate. We could get a lot of good stuff from that. Ravager died. That's the reason why the boss bar is already incomplete by the time that happens. Fire protection 3. That's pretty good. And we got 2 evokers there. And we finished the raid. Oh, we got 4 evokers on that one. And then we finished the raid. So yeah, from the loot place all the way up to the center of the village, I don't know how many blocks that is. But yeah, there is a certain distance from the center of the village that you have the hero of the village effect, because as you can see, I'm near the villager and the effect doesn't want to wear off. It's always stuck at 12 seconds. But when I drop all the way down, as you can see, the hero of the village effect keeps ticking down. Oh, and by the way, the hero of the village effect, it gives you awesome discounts on a lot of villagers. So if you have a villager trading hall, set up a raid farm near them so that like you could allow them to get discounts. Let's say, who knows, you might get 2 emeralds for a mending book, if that's even humanly possible. If that is, that's a really cool thing to happen. So yeah, another thing, this raid farm can't be next to a raid farm, and the raid farm can't be lower, I believe, than 80 blocks, because I tried cloning this entire monstrosity lower onto this cube, and what happened was the pillagers started spawning outside of the square, and the pillagers started spawning on this glass, which normally you can't do that, I think. I'm not sure. Well, players can't respawn on that. That's the normal game mechanic. You can't respawn on glass, which is why your bed, whenever you place it on glass, it becomes obstructed if that's your respawn point. So yeah, I tried cloning the entire thing, except for the scaffolding, by the way. I tried cloning the entire thing to this cube, and that did not work out well. The pillagers were spawning all the way outside, and as I said earlier, since we didn't have problems with them spawning on command blocks, they were spawning on these command blocks. And even if I tried placing leaves on them, they'd spawn on the leaves, probably because we're closer to ground. So I suggest you keep this raid farm, since the super flat world's at 4. So you just 46. So we're 42 blocks above the ground level. And if we go all the way up to the cage, right? If we're in here, it's 82. The lowest point of this cage is actually 81. 81 minus 4. So that's like, what? Mental math is not helping me right now. 81 minus 1, so that's 80 minus 3. That's 77. Yeah, 77. We're 77 blocks above ground right now. So I believe you could push this all the way up to 80, and then just make sure that your village is at a well a ways distance. So just keep backing up all the way until this hero of the village effect just wears off of you. Who knows when that distance is gonna be. Okay, I went a bit too far. Okay, so we're at 250 right now. 51. Still nothing. Okay, we got it at about 264. So 264 all the way to 327. Just input that in your calculator. That's how many blocks of distance you have to put your next village away from. And then you could just have these 2 modules and have hopper lines or water streams all the way to a central storage system, which, if you do have the effort for that, props on you. I don't have that kind of motivation to do that. I just wanted to test out this raid farm because it's actually pretty good. Have this on hard mode for like how many hours. You could get thousands of emeralds and a lot of iron nuggets from smelting all of this armor. I'm not sure if that works on tools. We can test that out. I know it's weird that you see a lot of these edits coming in, but in short, yes, items can be smelted in a blast furnace. Tools can be smelted in a blast furnace, and that's really, really cool. So I think that wraps up the entire video. If you liked it, do subscribe and leave a like. Maybe ring the bell if you want to. If you have any suggestions, clarifications, and any sort of critique or criticism, you can leave it down in the comment section below. I really, really enjoy looking at that. So, with that, I'm EnzoSS100, signing off.